Hello, hello. We're doing a DCU character tier list. Just subscribe and all that stuff. You know what's happening here. First we got the Blue Beetle. Quick character from the Blue Beetle, James Gunn's first movie DC. I'd say probably like a A tier. I like him. You know, the portrayal of Blue Beetle is pretty fun. He's young. He's brash. He has a no kill rule, and it's fine. But like, I do think the one issue is that my one big issue with Blue Beetle is that he will say, "Oh no, I can't kill. I don't kill," and then his family will slime out like a bunch of people, and he'll say nothing. It's only bad if he does it. But no, Blue Beetle, he's fun. I love him. I also love the suit design. It's perfect. Perfect live action Blue Beetle adaptation. I don't know how else you could do it. Next, Rick Flags Jr. Rick Flag Jr. I don't like to say Ricks. I'm gonna say. Ooh, he is brought down by the first Suicide Squad movie. I'm gonna say B tier. Everyone was in the first Suicide Squad movie is bad, but I'm not gonna count that actually. I still say B tier. He was cool, he was nothing crazy to me. I liked him, but he was kind of just the voice of reason, keeping all the crazies, you know, sane, not sane, but not loose cannons. Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher 2 gets a solid, I'd say solid A tier. I liked her. She had like she was kind of like the mother of the group, trying to, be calm, all that stuff. Had a sad backstory. I also love all the characters in the Suicide Squad. But yeah, Ratcatcher's cool. King Shark. King Shark is an A tier character. I loved him. I low key felt really bad when he thought he found friends, and then they try to kill him. It sucks because King Shark is just a confused shark god, and I love that. The Polka Dot Man, we're gonna go him next. Polka Dot Man is definitely I won't say C tier. I think I liked the ending to him. It was really funny and really cool, but he kind of just did nothing the rest of the movie. Well, I guess the first opening scene. I just wish he did more, if that made sense, or just had more dialogue. He's just kind of not. Even though I think all the characters stood out, he stood out the least. Next is Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn also is gonna be. Mm, I'll put. I don't know. I'll put A tier, but I want to put B tier. I'd say like B plus. Harley Quinn's cool. I like the whole scene where she thinks she's like, this queen, and then she has that whole fight, and she's just like, she's crazy. But I think they perfectly do it well, so it's like, oh, you feel kind of bad for her. Next, Bloodsport, played by Knuckles the Hedgehog, not the echidna, Idris Elba. I'd say he's a solid B tier. I liked his character, and I'll put A tier. I liked his character. He was cool. He was really cool. I think his suit, nanotech, worked perfectly for him. Like, he would take part of his suit and turn to gun. That was so cool. Especially the way he did, like, different attachment stuff. That was really cool. Like, his Bloodsport is kind of a shitty character in the comics. But, no, he's just kind of like a guy with guns. But Bloodsport in the movie, they gave him, like, all this cool stuff. I love Idris Elba's performances. I like him being, like, he's not a dad, but he's like an older brother, if that makes sense. No, I don't know how to say it. He's like I'll say, but he was the shoot. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think if you watched the movie, he was just like older than the rest of the group, which kind of put him a bit of a guys, let's do this. I don't know. I don't know. Next is Peacemaker, Christopher Smith. We were gonna be judging him off of everything S tier. Whoever said John Cena can't act is a liar. Because oh my god, Peacemaker is probably my favorite character in the entire DCU. Like without a doubt. Just everything about him is great. Everything. Like his backstory, his normal story. I love how he feels such remorse for what he's doing, what he did to Rick Flag Jr. and all that before. And he realized he's a piece of shit and that it's not Peacemaker, what a joke. I forgot who said that in the show. I think maybe it was. Oh no, it wasn't show. It was in the movie. Rick Flag Jr. said that, and I just love that he realizes what he did wrong. And Peacemaker C1 to a big misconception. I feel like people are like, he already. I saw someone say he paid enough for what he did to Rick Flag Jr. It's not what he did to Rick Flag Jr. It's everything he did. He did so much terrible stuff, but he didn't realize it till after. He thought he was just giving out justice how he saw fit, but he was realizing, no, I haven't done the best. He's just he's a shitty person pre Rick Flag's death, and when he kills Rick Flag, that's his wake up. That's the beginning of his punishment. He's like, wow, I just killed an innocent man, because his whole thing is he brings peace and he only kills villains, but he didn't kill a villain. He killed a good man, and I love that. Next, Superman, S tier, perfectly done for the comics. Um, wow, he's hope. He's human. Superman, man. Snyder fans, get that in your head. I love David Cortez's portrayal of him. I think the only problem is like he could have been like a bit more buff, but also it's really hard to get that Superman physique because he's Superman. But anyways, I do love his performance. He puts so much emotion to it. The character of Superman Clark Kent, I love his like kind of existential extra, you know what I mean, crisis. When he finds about the message his parents, he finds out the true meaning. We shouldn't even know if it's true meaning. Could be Brainiac. I hope it's Brainiac that they're signifying for the next movie. And I love that. It's great. He chooses to be Superman because of himself, not because of his destiny. I loved his relationship with everyone. He was just perfect portrayal of Superman. And also, I do want to point out though, there's one big flaw in the entirety of Superman. Um, if the message was to conquer Earth and that was his goal, and they sent Kara there to protect him, wouldn't Kara know about the goal and say something about it? It's kind of, just a bit strange that they didn't do that. Kara, I mean, when we put like C tier, she didn't really do anything. She just appeared, but she's cool. I think they've kind of shown a bit of her character, and she looks pretty good for a comic. Crypto, he, you brought that dog, man. To quote Mr. Terrific. Crypto's A tier. No, I'm saying A tier. I say B tier. The only problem with Crypto is he's not like he's a dog, so he doesn't do much other than just be goofy. But I love Crypto. But just for that, he's B tier. Lois, I think Lois is very well written. Written S tier. I think it is amazing portrayal of Lois Lane. She's not a damsel in distress. She can take care of herself and she can handle herself, and I love that. It didn't portray. I feel like it was Man of Steel or something that just portrayed her as a damsel in distress. That's all she was. No, she is independent, strong, independent woman character, and I love that. I love her going on her way to trying to help Clark, even if he wants her to stay back. It's like how MJ is supposed to be in the comics instead of Sam Raimi's version. But I'm glad they didn't do that to Lois Lane. They made her comic character. I love the way she's great. She's a perfect reporter. Jimmy Olsen the goat. Jimmy Olsen is unironically portrayed really perfectly. He's good with the ladies. All right, there we go. It's already Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen is known to date a variety of women in the comics. He's a bit goofy. I love that. And then I love how weirdly integral he is to the plot, even though it's just Jimmy Olsen, but that shows because he's Superman's best friend. And I like that he's integral to the plot, even though he's just a normal dude. I can't wait for the Jimmy Olsen show, and I hope they introduce Darkseid in that show. Because if you didn't know, Jimmy Olsen is Darkseid is technically Jimmy Olsen villain, as his first appearance was in a Jimmy Olsen comic, and I love that. Next we got Mr. Terrific S tier. Oh my god, oh my god, he's perfect. I love Mr. Terrific in this. He's smart. He's Mr. He's goddamn Mr. Terrific. I do like he's a nerd, but he's cool. Like does all this cool stuff with his tech. He's able to fight effectively. I like how over he's not egotistical, but he's so confident in himself, like to the point where it's funny. He's a bit egotistical to the point where he's like, I don't need your help. I'm Mr. Terrific. I love that. He's goofy. I still think he's a fun character, even though he's this genius tech Superman, not villain, superhero. He still has like a very human side to him and shows that he can still make a joke. He can still have goofy moments. I love that. Mr. Terrific's S tier. Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner is, ooh, my computer's glitching out there. My Guy Gardner is probably a I want to say B tier. I think he's perfect for the portrayal. Guy Gardner is an asshole, and I think they do that perfectly. Um, and he is kind of, a fool of himself because he's Green Lantern, and it's all perfect. I just wish he had more screen time, especially because his effects for Green Lantern look so cool. Like, oh my God, Green Lantern is probably one of the coolest looking heroes you can put for live action, if not the coolest because of how his powers work. But yeah, B tier. Hot Girl, I'm gonna say B tier. Same thing. Bit less. No, I'm gonna say it's weird. She's not comic accurate, but she's still fun. I mean, Hot Girl does crack jokes and stuff, but in the comics, she's like not stoic, but she's more serious. And she's just making jokes half the time, and I love that. It's fun. Next is Metamorpho. Metamorpho, not F tier. Metamorpho, I'm saying a solid B tier again. Again, he just needed more screen time, but he was still cool. I like his introduction to Superman. Or in Superman, I love how it shows how hope-filled Clark Kent is, Superman, because it shows that he was able to convince. He had so much hope that even Metamorpho was like, yeah, you know what? I want to put my faith and trust in this guy, and I want to do the right thing, and I love that. Lex Luthor's S tier. Oh my God, Nicholas Holt, you are Lex Luthor. Everything about him was perfect. He was a huge hater. He was petty, not petty, but he was a hater. He literally started a war for two countries just as an excuse to fight Superman. I love it. He is constantly, like constantly, he just has a tone to him whenever he talks to Superman, like he superior tone because he believes he's superior. I love that because Lex is so perfectly done in this movie. I can't wait for a Reverse Flash because he's gonna be crazy. The engineer, I didn't really care about the engineer that much, like C tier. Ultraman, same thing. They're kind of just characters for Clark to fight, if that made sense. The Hammer Baravia. Fun fact: he was voiced by David Cordsweet as well because he voiced Ultraman. I don't know, like D tier, he doesn't appear much. He's like a 2 second thing. I forget his name. It says it there, but I can't read that. I'm not gonna lie. It's the dude who runs the Boravia, not Boravia. Is it Boravia? No. Yes, Boravia. He is he's like D tier. I didn't really care about him, and he's kind of just there as a plot convenience. Perry's like B tier. He's the boss. I think like all these guys are Cat's like C. Nope, Cat's D tier. Like these guys are all kind of D tier. They just don't do much. Eve, C tier. I don't know. Paw Kent. I'm gonna say B tier. I just wish he had more time in the movie. Sorry for being so silent. I was just like thinking, thinking hard. Ma Kent, same thing. Just wish they had more time in the movie because they're great. Next, we're at to Oh, we gotta move that over. Wrong area. Joey, the baby, just a baby. C tier. I don't care. Mr. Handsome. Mr. Handsome's kind of the go. A tier. Jor-El and they're just like there. C tier. I guess. I don't know. I mean, no, these are guys are just there. C tier or D tier. The bot. I forget what he calls him. Superman calls him, but he's a I'm not gonna say I want to put him higher. I want to put him nope. I want to put him B tier. He's also just not in it for very long, like C tier. I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember this character. I'm pretty sure it's Peacemaker character. I just don't remember. Anyways, though, Vigilante, of course, S tier. Vigilante's a goat. He's my favorite character in Peacemaker. He's hilarious. Like, oh my god. And same with Earth X Vigilante. They're both S tier. I think it's so funny that in both dimensions, Vigilante is still like anti-Nazi. I think that's funny. Even in Nazi dimension, Vigilante's still that guy. Hardcore, I think is probably my least favorite character in I think it's 11 Street Kids. Yeah, probably my least favorite character. She's still great. A tier. I like how she has like a huge what is it saying? Toxic masculinity, even though she's a woman, and I love that. She's constantly gets into fights and all that. Amanda Waller, I think, or this is Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller's down here. I just couldn't. I just could only see like I don't know. I was paying attention. Clemson Byrne. I think that was his name. Clemson. He was in season one. I'm putting him like a solid B tier. I did like the twist that he was a butterfly, and that, no, I'm put A tier. I really love the twist that he was a butterfly, and he was just trying to stop them. That's great. John Econogo S tier. Um, John is a great character. I love how even though he's so unconfident himself, he does so much where he should be confident. It's great. Adebayo, Adebayo's S tier. She's so funny. Adebayo has like such great jokes. Especially in season two, season one, two. I love her seeing Eagly hug Chris, and it's just great. She also had a huge glow up between season one and season two. She lost a lot of weight. Good for her, by the way. Just want to point that out. But I think it's been by the time Faded comes out, it's been long enough. Everyone knows the one got out black. That was low key so funny. Eagly's S tier. Eagly's the goat. I could see Eagly like maul a child to death and still say, "That's my goat right there," because it's Eagly. He's just too. Eagly's so cute. I just love him. He's so funny. He's so goofy. Sasha, she's a cyborg. I'll say like C tier. I don't care about her much. I have bird blindness. S tier. Peacemaker just does such a good job with characters. Oh my god, S tier. He's so funny. I think the Fury that he's marching after is stupid. I just love the Fury more that he is. I think the might or whatever the interdimensional mites is also okay one. I just think him just having bird minds being stupid and not socially inept is so much funnier to me. S tier. Oh my god. Um, I can't see how big it is while he's pointing a gun at Eagly. It's the funniest shit ever. Oh my god. And he's so funny. Wink means we're in this together where I'm from. I forgot what he said, like he said somewhere, but then the other dude, the hunter poacher's like, no, I don't think it means that. It's great. Rick Flag Jr. Earth X, he's like C tier. He hasn't done much. Um the alien. The alien's also C tier. Hasn't done much. I hope it waves to Chris Betty and Keith. Mainline Keith is like C tier. I can't hate him because he kind of just shows up. I feel bad for him and Chris. I'm trying to remember who this guy is. I really am. I want to because I know who he is. Anyways, the Blue Dragon. Spoiler warning. Skip 15 seconds on here. R.I.P. The Blue Dragon. When Vigilante killed him was the funniest shit of all time. I'm so sorry. I died laugh. I never laughed so hard at a show when that happened because oh my god, it was a funny show. I was watching with some friends because I was visiting Cape Coral in Florida, if you know where that is, staying at a friend's apartment, and we watched Peacemaker, and we died laughing because it was the funniest shit of all time. But as a character, he's like a B tier. I like him. I like the twist that he's not a Nazi, and he gets really fun by that. Keith, I'm gonna say B tier, but I think he has possibly being A tier, S tier, because the last episode hasn't come out yet. By the way, of me recording this, but I do think he's probably up there because it's just I can see it coming. He's gonna be the villain. I already know that, and he's low key valid for that. Earth two Peacemaker, like D tier, kind of just fights Chris and dies. The White Dragon is F tier. I think he's a well written character, but also he's kind of like a racist Nazi. So that's not cool. Judo Master is A tier. I think I love Judo Matt. I want to put him S tier though. I want to. He's so funny. He's so cool. I'm just putting A tier. I don't think he's got a S tier in him, but he's so funny. I love Judo Master. He's just like this. He's this short guy who just beats people up. He knows judo, and I think it's just hilarious. And he also has such great jokes. I think I love him and Adebayo playing Scrabble. It was funny. I love in season one, he just gets season one. He's just beating everyone's ass as like the small dude, and it's just great. Uh, that's Eagle guy. I don't remember his name. Red Wild, I guess that's his name. He was low-key funny, like B tier. The Prime Eagle. That shit had me dying. everything about him. Amelia Hardcore Earth X. She's also racist and a Nazi, so F tier. Amanda Waller. And I hate Amanda Waller, but I can't deny she's so well written and she is perfect as this lady. I don't know her name, the actress, but she's perfect as Amanda Waller. Oh my god. I'd say A tier just because she's so perfect for the role, and the role is so good. And Rick Flag Sr. We're taking not the show version, or I think we're taking both versions here actually, animated and live action. Rick Flag Sr. is an S tier character. I love him in Creature Commando. He's like, we gotta keep it professional, and he's like, no, I changed my mind. And then they get busy. Um, I love him in Peacemaker season two, or I love him in first. Let's talk about Creature Commando. I love how he's going out there trying to find the truth, and I love that. And then I do like the twist that he wants so bad for her to be innocent, Liliana, but then the truth is that she wasn't, and I don't know. I wonder how they're gonna deal with that in the future if they're gonna ever mention that he knows, because I don't think they did in Peacemaker. Also, I love when he's beating up Chris once they finally get him in. He hates beating him up because he realizes Chris does feel regret, and that is the worst, and that he is a better person. I think him beating him up is so painful for him, but I love that. I love Rick Flag Jr. or Rick Flag Senior, not Junior. The Bride. The Bride is a character who I didn't think I'd like too much for S tier. The Bride's Godin. I loved her backstory where it's like she was made to be the love of Frankenstein, Frank, but she found her own feelings. She's her own character. She's not gonna just give in to that, and I love that. It's just great. I also love the fact that she's just cool. She has super strength and she's good with guns. And she's just I like the Bride. She's cool, man. And also the design is so fire. Um, ooh, Doc Phosphorus S tier. He was my favorite character in Creature Commando by far. I love his powers. He just burns people, and I love that. His backstory was so like I was like, oh my god, that man's been through hell, and I love how he does like he has all this materialistic things to try to cover up, but that scene with the girl at the dinner table shows that he truly inside he those were only materialistic things and he can never get rid of that pain. He knows that what the materialistic things can never replace his family, and I love that. He's so good. Oh my god, I love Dr. Phosphorus. He's low key my PFP on my uh, Instagram account for the channel. Anyways, Mina or Nina, Mina. I honestly didn't care about her too much. I'm not gonna lie, like C tier. Her episode is cool, I guess. Like I'm not gonna lie, she was my least favorite of the Creature Commandos. Actually second least favorite. It's just I didn't care about her too much to be honest. GI Robot I think is an A tier character. GI Robot's fire. Um, I I love how he shows emotion to you. I wish there was one scene of him with the boys. Like that would have been so great. The Easy Company boys, I think their name was. That would have been great. I just love how he's programmed to do one thing to fight Nazis, and he gets arrested for killing a bunch of Nazis because that's what he's programmed to do. The things that he did, the crimes he committed, weren't because of him. Well, it was, but it was because of his programming, his one directive. And yeah, he's great. Also, I love that he's came back at the end. Weasel is my least favorite of the Creature Commandos. I just didn't care for Weasel at all, like D tier. I don't think he sucks, but it's just like I didn't care. When it got to his episode, I low key almost fell asleep. I just didn't care about the Weasel. He's just a Weasel. Like I think everyone else has something a bit more cool about them, but it's just like I don't know. I just don't like the Weasel. I just think he's annoying. Next is Frankenstein. I think Frankenstein is a cool character. I'm putting A tier, even though I both hate him and love him because I hate what he did. I hate that he's a weird stalker and that he killed the doctor. But if you read Frankenstein, you would know that he is a product of his own environment. Because in the because just go read the book Frankenstein. I'm not gonna explain Frankenstein. Sit here and explain Frankenstein. You know. You know, he's cool. He's cool. Actually, I'm putting him down a B tier. I do like. I just think he's kind of cool, man. He's kind of funny. Ilyana, great villain. Great villain. I'm say A tier. She is like the most not subtle. Well, she is subtle. She doesn't make her villain role obvious. I love that. And I was genuinely like, is she the villain? Is she not? I will say the second they say they saw something on the security camera footage, that's when I knew she was the villain. Um, but like, it's peak, man. She was a great character. Alexi was kind of goaded. Alexi, I'm not gonna say like A tier S tier because he wasn't there much, but B tier, he was funny. He's just kind of funny. Sergey, I didn't really care for D tier. He kind of was just there. Circe, I think Circe is cool. They do her powers like really good. I like how she's concerned for the fate of the world. I'll say B tier. Just wish she needs to come back. Creature Commander season not. I wouldn't put Creature Commander though, because I think she technically wouldn't count as a creature. But no, Cersei's cool. I like Cersei. Rupert Throne, I hate this guy. F tier. What he did to Dr. Phosphorus is unforgivable. I'm gonna get through these guys. Gorilla Grodd F tier did show up. Batman did nothing. He literally was there for like a second, but he's so much aura, so B tier. He's Batman. Victor Frankenstein. I also say like C tier. He was kind of just there. I liked his backstory though. I liked how he fell in love with the bride, and then she fell in love with him, and it made her backstory all the sadder when he died. I like Clayface. Clayface is just cool in the show. B tier. Um, he's just Clayface, man. I just wish we saw more of his character. But you know, that's it. We're gonna see more of his character. That's kind of my tier list. I don't know why I can't remember who Maxwell is. I just can't for the life of me. But yeah. Bye bye.